poor single dad defended an elderly woman. Moments later, her CEO daughter did the unthinkable. The old woman's trembling hands shook so badly that her grocery bag slipped onto the pavement, scattering apples, bread, and medicine across the sidewalk. People walked around her as if she didn't exist. Then a sharply dressed woman stormed toward her, accusing her of blocking the entrance to the company's headquarters and demanding that security throw her away like garbage. Just when everyone expected another silent bystander, a poor single father stepped between them, raised his hand, and calmly refused to let anyone mistreat the helpless woman. None of them knew that within minutes, one shocking truth would change every life standing outside that building forever. Before we continue, if you believe kindness is never wasted and everyone deserves a second chance, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who believes in compassion, and subscribe to Shadow of Kindness. Your support helps these stories reach more hearts around the world. Ethan Brooks had never imagined his life would become such a struggle. 3 years earlier, he had lost his wife to a sudden illness, leaving him to raise his 8-year-old daughter Lily alone. Every morning he worked odd jobs before taking Lily to school, skipping meals so she would never have to. Bills piled higher every month, yet Ethan refused to complain. His greatest dream was simple: to find a stable job that would finally give his daughter the future she deserved. That morning, he wore his only suit, carefully ironed the night before, and carried a worn interview folder as he walked toward one of the largest companies in the city. Outside the towering glass building, Ethan noticed an elderly woman standing near the entrance. Her clothes were old and faded, her shoes nearly falling apart, and she leaned heavily on a wooden cane. She looked frightened and exhausted, as though she had walked for miles. Before Ethan could offer help, her grocery bag burst open, sending everything rolling across the polished stone walkway. Instead of helping, people sighed impatiently and stepped around her. Some even laughed as she struggled to bend down, despite the obvious pain in her back. A woman wearing expensive business clothes marched toward the elderly stranger with obvious irritation. She complained loudly that the old woman was embarrassing the company by sitting near the entrance. Without asking a single question, she ordered security guards to remove her immediately. The frightened woman tried to explain herself, but nobody cared enough to listen. Ethan looked at the time on his watch. His interview was only minutes away. Missing it could mean losing the opportunity that might finally rescue his family from poverty. Yet as he looked into the old woman's frightened eyes, he knew walking away would cost something far greater than any job. Without hesitation, Ethan knelt beside her and gathered every scattered item with gentle care. He helped her stand, brushed dust from her sleeves, and calmly faced the angry employee. His voice remained respectful but firm as he insisted that no one deserved to be humiliated simply because they were old or poor. Security hesitated, unsure how to respond. The growing crowd began whispering as Ethan stood protectively beside the elderly woman, refusing to move. The old woman quietly thanked him with tears filling her eyes. She admitted she had come hopping to surprise someone inside the building, but had become tired during the long walk. Ethan offered her his own bottle of water, even though it was the only one he had. His interview folder rested on the ground beside him as precious minutes disappeared. Deep inside, he feared he had just sacrificed the only chance he had left. Suddenly, a convoy of black luxury vehicles pulled into the driveway. The atmosphere changed instantly as executives rushed outside. Employees straightened their jackets, and security officers stood at attention. From the lead car stepped a confident young woman known throughout the company as CEO Victoria Hayes. Everyone expected her to walk directly into the building. Instead, she froze the moment she saw the elderly woman standing beside Ethan. Before anyone could understand what was happening, Victoria ran across the entrance and embraced the elderly woman with tears streaming down her face. The entire crowd fell silent. The woman everyone had ignored was her mother. Victoria had been desperately searching for her after she had quietly left home that morning, wanting to visit her daughter's workplace without attracting attention. Seeing her mother frightened and humiliated broke her heart, but seeing a complete stranger defend her when no one else would left her speechless. Victoria listened carefully as witnesses explained everything Ethan had done. She learned he had risked missing an important interview simply to protect someone he had never met. She looked at Ethan's worn shoes, his patched suit, and the interview folder resting on the pavement. Then she did something nobody expected. Instead of calling him into the interview room, she canceled every remaining interview scheduled for the day. She announced that a company could teach skills,